kettlebells are not generally an implement that I use particularly often. That being said, they do have specific uses that they really are the best tool for. And one of those is carries. Kettlebells make awesome tools for doing loaded carries of different varieties. The ones that I'm going to demonstrate today are a rack carry, think of a front rack position, and a wader carry where we're pressed out overhead. Don't punch your vents whenever you do that. I'll demonstrate each one individually, and then I will show you kind of a combination motion. In my case here in my gym, I only have 2 kettlebells that are different weights. So understand that if I'm showing you these moves by themselves, like if I show you a rack carry with 2 kettlebells, you're normally going to be doing the same weight in both. I just don't have the tools for that, so we're going to bear with me on that. So I will show you the wader carry first. That'll make things a little bit easier. Normally this is going to be a single arm motion. So this is one of those ones that we throw in to create a little bit of instability through the midsection and kind of train your ability to maintain that rigidity and strength to brace your core. So I'm going to grab a kettlebell. I'm going to let it rest against the outside of my forearm. I'm going to press it straight up overhead. Now I'm keeping the shoulder blade down, kind of locked into this position here, and my elbow locked out at the top. And then I'm just walking. Just like all of our walks that we've done before, I'm just maintaining my position. I'll turn around from you guys here, walk away from you. And I'm just doing that either for a distance or for a time set, and then repeating the same thing, obviously on the other side. Nice upright position. The cylinders are stacked, elbows locked out, and I'm walking. And just this little light 15-pound kettlebell, one, I can feel it burning in my shoulder trying to maintain that overhead position, but also we want to avoid leaning away from that weight. So I can definitely feel it through my midsection here too, trying to hold my proper positioning. So that is your wader carry. And again, that is one that will normally be a single arm movement. You're not going to normally do 2 at the same time. That being said, you absolutely can. And if you have kettlebells, great. Putting the weight on the outside of your forearm makes it kind of pull out to the side. They're a little bit more challenging that way. You can, of course, do the same thing with 2 dumbbells, pressing those up overhead. And the same thing. This is going to burn your shoulders like crazy, but you're just trying to keep those arms locked out as you walk around. In that case, though, I would just call that an overhead carry, not a wader carry. The other movement that we're going to demonstrate in this video is your kettlebell rack carry. So the rack carry, kind of same idea, right? We have our kettlebell resting on the outside of our forearm. Now, normally, like I said, we're going to use 2 of the same weight. And all I'm going to do is punch my microphone. I'm going to keep my elbows a little bit out to the side here, and I'm just going to walk, holding those kettlebells up in front of me. And think of like a front squat, guys, or your Olympic lifting, like your clean and jerk, where that weight is loaded out in front of your shoulders. That's what we're mimicking here. So holding those kettlebells in front of us, I can feel my abs kind of tightening up here so that I'm not arching my back, leaning away from this weight. I'm staying nice and upright over top of it. So that, again, is your rack carry. Now, that one's heavy, I feel that. Now, the reason I'm putting these 2 movements into one video is because it's something that I do like to combine in my programming, where I have you doing the rack carry on one side, the wader carry on the other. This one we're going to load up a little bit heavier. This one's a little lighter. It throws in that core instability, but it also just causes a whole different slew of stabilization needs, where one's overhead, we're trying to maintain that. This one, we're trying to kind of keep the elbow up high a little bit, lock in the core. It's throwing a lot of different twists into a movement that forces your body to work in tandem with itself to make sure you're maintaining that dynamic stability, right? So, if we're loading up for this, I might do this with a bench so that I don't have to reach down to the ground to get these because the positioning is a little bit funky. Either way, we're going to pick our kettlebells up. One, we're swinging up into that rack carry. The other one is going up overhead into our wader position. And then again, guys, just whether you want to go by distance, maybe I'm going to walk across my gym floor and then walk back and switch. Or you could say I'm going to walk for 30 seconds with this on one side and then 30 seconds on the other. Arms locked out, this elbow's high on my right. I get to the end of it. What am I going to do? I'm going to switch sides. So heavier kettlebell, going into that rack position. Lighter kettlebell, going up in my waiter position, and I'm walking. It is simple, guys, and I don't want to necessarily overcomplicate the fact that you're just carrying two weights around, but I want to make sure that I give you guys proper kind of cues to maintain your positioning and understand what you're trying to accomplish with those movements so that you're not just mindlessly wandering around and not engaging the core and letting this high arm kind of fall down. That's why we get into detail on these. But that is a kettlebell waiter carry, kettlebell rack carry, and then a combination movement of the two. Thank you guys for watching.